I hired the defendant to tutor my daughter, Catherine Wallace, on an AP physics exam. So he was a reference, well recommended from dear friends of mine. So the tutoring went on for 10 months. And at the end of those 10 months, I ended up with a daughter who not only failed this exam, but actually had some of her other courses suffer as well. And all of a sudden, I find out that there was a relationship going on.
Oh, wait, hold on now.
I want my money back.
Honey, you got the wrong kind of service.
Apparently so.
So, Mr. Ruiz, how long have you been tutoring?
For about 2 years.
For 2 years. How do you end up in a relationship with the lady, the young girl you're tutoring?
Well, that just happened. I wasn't planning on dating her, on being in a relationship with her. That just happened. My only job here was to tutor her to the best of my ability, and that's what I did.
And so how many weeks would you meet for the tutoring session?
Once a week.
Well, first of all, my husband saw them switch from, near the kitchen table to her room. And we have a very strict...
Hold on now.
Yeah, we have a very strict open door policy when there's boys in the house. And the door was closed one day. And what did I do? I defended him. I defended her. I said, they're just studying. Leave them alone. You're being overly... anxious about it. And then they switched to going to tutor at a coffee shop. So I don't know when the relationship started, but I can tell you that my daughter is a very good student.
When they even start trying to go to a bedroom. As a tutor, what were your benchmarks? How do you see if your tutoring is working? Because at the end of the day, you were hired to provide a service.
Yes, I do ask my clients how they're doing after the test, after their tests. Most of them are doing well. They obviously learned from my lessons. And actually, Catherine, she got a 4 out of 5 in my practice test. So.
And you felt like she was doing okay?
Yes, I thought she was ready.
There's no way he can guarantee how your daughter will actually perform on the test.
Is he going to help her by saying, you're not dumb, baby?
Well, I mean, listen,
that's not what's going on here.
I agree with the fact that when you have your daughter tutoring with a young man who you hired to help her in physics, and then it ends up turning into a dating relationship, that you were disappointed and you feel like that's not what I paid for.
It's inappropriate.
Exactly. However, it is not too far-fetched spending that much time together that they may find interest in one another. Now, and I'm not saying this to demean you in any way, but if she would have got a 5 out of 5 in the physics exam, would you have said, ooh, my daughter's new boyfriend is a physics genius and she met the nicest guy? Could the story have shifted if she had actually done well on the exam?
Perhaps, but that's not what happened. She did poorly on the exam, and she did poorly in her other classes, and she's really struggling her freshman year.
How much of this variable, that's why I asked you the question, how much does it rely on not what Mr. Ruiz did, but what your daughter did?
Well, they're hiding this relationship.
Did she or did she not do her very best? These variables just started shifting in a way that I think is reasonably foreseeable, that young people, it may happen with young people. It doesn't change the fact, though, that you paid for something.
And they both hit it.
At the end of the day, he was almost getting paid $400 a week
to date
your daughter.
Yeah, I was paying for their date.
What you needed to prove is to show you didn't get the benefit of your bargain, right? There was a bargain for exchange. I pay you to tutor my daughter. You tutor my daughter. You haven't shown anything that suggests that he didn't tutor her. What you've shown is that she didn't perform well. But at the end of the day, Mr. Ruiz, I have to address you. When you agree to provide a service, it's reasonable for a parent to think that you're not going to also be asking her daughter out on a date.
Correct.
She paid you to just tutor her daughter.
Correct.
It was not to see, can I date her? And even if you ended up liking her, as a professional, you should have said, you know what, let's get you through this AP class. Let's get you the best grades we can. We're not going into any personal stuff. Because I do believe this personal thing that you developed with her interfered with her ability to concentrate, with your ability to just focus on AP physics. For that reason, I think both of you have a part to play in what happened here. I'm going to award the plaintiff $2,000, which is half of the amount she asked for.
Friends, I am honestly at a loss for words after watching this case. Imagine being a dedicated mother, hiring a highly recommended tutor for your daughter, and paying him $400 a week. That is $1,600 a month. You think your money is going towards her education, but in reality, you are accidentally funding your daughter's secret dates. It is absolutely mind blowing how Mr. Ruiz, a professional tutor with years of experience, could stand there and say a relationship with his student just happened. In the professional world, especially when dealing with someone's child, nothing just happens. You make a choice. The red flags were everywhere, and it's heartbreaking to see how this mother actually defended the tutor when her husband raised concerns. The tutoring sessions moved from the kitchen table to the bedroom with a closed door, and then eventually to coffee shops. While the mother thought they were grinding over AP physics, they were actually building a romantic connection. The most frustrating part? The daughter didn't just fail her exam, her other grades started to slip as well. This wasn't just a failure of a tutoring service, it was a massive distraction that potentially derailed this girl's freshman year. I think the judge was extremely fair by awarding $2,000. On one hand, the tutor did provide lessons, but on the other hand, he completely breached his professional duty. You cannot be a tutor and a boyfriend at the same time. The personal drama interfered with the education, and that is exactly what the mother didn't pay for. My final take for all the parents watching is this: stay vigilant. Professional boundaries exist for a reason. If a service that should be public starts becoming private or moving behind closed doors, something is wrong. But I want to hear from you. Should the tutor have to pay back the full $4,000 for being so unprofessional, or was the half refund fair? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more courtroom drama. Until next time, keep your eyes open.